What's going on, everybody? It's Joe Shappett here, back at it again, and today we're going to be going through the NFL Week 2 game picks with the 2024 NFL season now in full swing, with Week 1 officially done. Now we're focused on Week 2 of 2024. I'm joined by
Joe or Joey, whatever you want to call me, or the Joes, whatever sounds fine.
Or whatever floats your boat. And today we're going to be going through the Thursday night game to start off today's video. We're going to be talking about the Buffalo Bills going to Miami Dolphins. This game is in South Beach, Florida, in the Sunshine State. You probably get the point. I'm going to move on. So we got the Josh Allen versus Tua Tagovailoa. I think Josh Allen, so he is cleared and he is expected to play. And I think the Bills will find a way to figure it out against those fraudulent Miami Dolphins who are not very good against above average teams. And I'm going to say the score will be 27-20 in favor of the Bills. Joe?
I mean, that's a good prediction, Joe. I mean, I think the Dolphins come in and I think they beat Buffalo with a score of like 28-27. I think Miami gets it done, and I really truly believe Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa, all those other guys, I think they get it done here and beat Buffalo. I'm going Dolphins here, and the Dolphins get it done and go 2-0.
All right, and next up we have the 49ers going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. So the 49ers last night, as we're recording this on Tuesday, I remember watching the game last night. The 49ers looked incredible. Defensively, they were forcing turnovers. Offensively, guys were clicking. You know, like Christian McCaffrey missed time. Jordan Mason looked like he was him for that game at least. And both sides just played really good complementary football. The coaching was on point. And I think they find a way to get it done against Sam Darnold this week. They keep it rolling. They just feel like the more complete team right now currently, as they are mostly healthy, and I'm going to be taking San Francisco in this one. I'll say 33-16.
I'm going San Francisco as well. I mean, the Vikings don't have a quarterback, and I think they're going to be a struggle house this year. I think I'm going to go safely with the Niners because the Vikings are going to be a struggle this year. 49ers win big. Maybe like a 37-14.
All right, next game we have the Seattle Seahawks going to New England to play the Patriots. So shockingly, if you saw that game, the Patriots upset the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. I'm not sure how many people realistically expected that, but I think a big thing was not one to make excuses, but I'm going to do so in this case. The Bengals, Jamar Chase was dealing with an illness throughout the game and didn't seem 100%. Also, T. Higgins didn't suit up. The Seahawks just, there seems like at mostly health, they're going to be going into the game with a lot of their star players, which is fortunate for them. And as a result, I think the Seahawks are going to have their way in this one, as this is going to be a tougher game for the Patriots to win, despite it being in New England. I still got the Seahawks winning on the road comfortably, 30-20.
The Seahawks, I got them winning too. It's just, I think they're gonna be winning maybe by in overtime, and I think because maybe this could be a win for the Patriots, but I'm really going with the Seahawks because they got Geno Smith and they got good wide receivers. But like more on the fact is that maybe this could be a surprise for the Patriots. Because the Patriots now have a quarterback named Jacoby Brissett, which is not, I mean, he's kind of good, but I think maybe he gets it done. So maybe it could be a surprising win for the Patriots, but I'm still going with the Seahawks with an overtime. I'm going Seahawks.
All right, next up we got the Giants playing the Washington Commanders. So the Giants, I picked them last time. They made me look silly giving 26 points up to the Minnesota Vikings, so I'm not going down that road. In week 2, let's just say that I'm going to lean toward, I know the Commanders didn't play great last game against the Buccaneers, but they looked a little bit better. Jaden Daniels looked better than Daniel Jones. I'm going to be taking the Commanders in this game as a result of that, and I'm going to say they get the win 20-15.
I think the Giants get it done here. I think there's been a lot of things that the Giants are trying to do with Daniel Jones, and I think they come in and they absolutely crush the Commanders like they got crushed by the Buccaneers. So I'm saying the Commanders are going to beat. I'm going to say that the Giants are going to beat the Commanders big, and I see the Commanders going 0-2. I don't see the Commanders winning another game. I see them losing to the Giants. So that's why I'm taking the Giants.
You heard it here, folks. Doesn't think they're going to win any more games.
Commanders, bad, not the best team, but I think the Giants get it done here.
Okay. All right, I'm going to quote you on that if that's okay. All right, and then next up we got the Chargers playing the Carolina Panthers. So it was a rough going. And that would be putting it mildly for the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young, unfortunately, as they lost 47-10 versus Derek Carr and the Saints. So until they find a way to get things going, this game is in Carolina, so that might help them a little bit. However, I'm going to take the Chargers in this one, and I think they get the win 26-21.
Chargers too. I think the Chargers come in and absolutely obliviate them.
All right, next up we got the Saints and the Cowboys. Why do I feel like this game has sneaky shootout potential? I guess a lot of it was because the Saints scored 47, although I do expect that point total to come down a little bit as they are going to Dallas now and they're playing a much tougher defense on the road, so expect a little bit of a regression from Derek Carr. But I think that regression will be enough to have the Cowboys doing enough on offense, as I think they have a better offense and they have a more well-oiled machine on defense. Micah Parsons is the heart of the line and the heart and soul of that Dallas Cowboys defense. And I think the Dallas Cowboys will end up getting the win in this one at home. I'm going to say by a final score of 43-21.
I think the Saints get it done here in an overtime. I think Derek Carr passes it to one of his teammates and gets it done for the overtime. And it's in Dallas, right?
Yep.
So maybe this could be a good win. And I know everyone knows that the Cowboys always wear white at their stadium because it's really hot up there. So, it's really hot up there. You can't complain, you know. But hey, if the Saints get it done, I think maybe they could make a statement. These are two states, Louisiana and Dallas, that are kind of the same degrees, like hot weather, right?
Yep.
In the border, they border each other. So I think the Saints come in and they show that they are the best team. I'm going Saints.
All right, and next up we got the Colts going to Green Bay to play the Packers. So unfortunately, Jordan Love, as they went to Brazil to play the Eagles, 3 to 6 weeks, he had an injury. There was a pump, which a lot of concerns going through my mind. I thought it was much worse, but fortunately it isn't. So as a result, he's going to be missing this game. And I'm going to be taking the Colts in this one. I think the Colts get the win. I'm going to say 29-13.
I'm going Colts too. I think the Colts get a great victory, and I think they get it done here. I'm going the Colts.
All right, next up we got the Browns and the Jaguars. So that last game, that Cowboys-Browns game went about as expected to me. I know that this team would definitely look a lot different with Deshaun Watson quarterback rather than Joe Flacco. And to no surprise, that was the case, at least for me. This game is in Jacksonville, Browns-Jaguars. Jaguars, I know they blew that lead against the Dolphins, but if they can... It's one of those games where I think if they get off hot, they got the home crowd on their side to help keep things up. And with Deshaun Watson looking so underwhelming last game on offense, I'm taking the Jaguars to win 25-17, and I'm hoping for the best.
I mean the Browns. I mean, you got a new quarterback named Deshaun Watson. I mean, I feel like Deshaun Watson has never beaten Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott never lost to Deshaun Watson. And I just feel bad that he not feel. No. It's just that Dak is like, Dak Prescott I don't think has ever lost to Deshaun Watson. You know? And I think maybe the Browns get it done. Maybe upset the Jaguars. I think Deshaun Watson beats the Jaguars and comes in, and I think they get a win over the Jaguars.
All right, next game we got the New York Jets going to Tennessee to play the Titans. So as we talked about earlier, the Jets on national television, Aaron Rodgers' first game of the season, coming back from that torn Achilles, got embarrassed by the 49ers in San Francisco. But I think that embarrassment will wash away in week 2 as they start fresh and go to Tennessee. And Aaron Rodgers, now that he has that game, because sometimes you just need to have a game like that to get under your belt and build confidence and experience back, and mobility and etc. So Titans don't really scare me. I mean, they just lost to the Bears with a rookie quarterback. So give me the Jets in this one. I think their offense and their defense will find a way to play complementary football, put it together, get the win. I'm going to say 31-15.
I think the Jets get it done here because the Jets had a rough week yesterday. They had a rough game yesterday, and I think they bounced back against a horrible Tennessee Titans team because the Titans are really not doing good. So I'm going with the Jets, and I think they win 20-7.
All right, Buccaneers and Lions is the next game. This one is in Detroit, Michigan. And this game, I feel it could have sneaky shootout potential when you look at how well these offenses have played last week. And I think it'll be just that. In fact, I got the Lions winning 42-32.
Yeah, I'm going Lions too. And I'm going with that same score prediction, yo. I think that's a good score prediction. I'm going Lions too.
All right, Raiders and Ravens. So, unfortunately, last game, first week, literally we were a toe close, literally a big toe close. Go back and watch the highlights and you know what I'm talking about with Isaiah Likely's catch. It was incomplete. Unfortunately, like college and NFL rules are different. You have to get 2 in the NFL, 1 in college. But anyways, that just goes to show you what is still yet to come for this Baltimore Ravens team. And I think they should be able to beat the Raiders. I know they lost to Gardner Minshew last year when he was on the Colts, but I'm trying to erase that from my mind. I think the Raiders should be able to lose to the Ravens, so the Ravens win this game 25 let's say 7.
I think it could be close. Maybe it could be 24-20.
All right, next game we got
for the Ravens. I think the Ravens get a win 24-20.
All right. Next game, we got the Rams and the Cardinals, so we got a divisional showdown in this game. The Rams, Puka Nacua has an injured knee. On IR, we'll expect it to be at least the first 5 games because they have a Week 6 bye, so the earliest he can return is Week 7. It's unfortunate. Football is a rough game in case that needed to be said. But anyway, so they don't have Puka, but they still have Cooper Kupp. Their defense looked better than I thought last game, despite not having Aaron Donald and the guys. I think they'll find a way to sneak away with this win against Arizona somehow, some way, and do so 21-20.
I think I'm going to go with the Rams because I don't think the Cardinals are ready for a win. I think the Rams come in and beat the Cardinals. I think they advance 1-1.
All right, next up we got the Bengals and the Chiefs. So this one is in Kansas City. So Chiefs got lucky last game, not going to lie. This game is in Kansas City, so it seems like, if the Bengals are going to be without their 2 top wideouts, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, how good can you really feel about Cincinnati in this game? I'm going to be taking the Chiefs and Mahomes. I mean, they're the home team. Mahomes, Pacheco, Worthy had a nice game. Rice, we'll see what happens with Hollywood. But give me the Chiefs, and I think they win 28-24.
The Bengals have a sneaky way of beating Kansas City. I mean, they haven't beaten Kansas City since 2022. But I think if they sneakily beat Kansas City again, I think the reason why they even went to the Super Bowl is because they they beat the Chiefs. So I think Cincinnati comes in, and I say they beat the Chiefs probably 28-20.
That question is sneakily a real word. I'm just saying.
I have no idea, but it could be close. I mean, I just hope that the Ravens we don't get swept by Cincinnati this year.
I'm getting a thumbs up in the back, but still, pull out your dictionaries, people, and check that. Steelers and the Broncos. So this game is in Denver, Colorado. First home game for Bo Nix. It'll be interesting to see if the Steelers start Justin Fields at quarterback, continue to roll with him, or they go back to Russell Wilson, who was cut by the Denver Broncos and eated up all that dead cap money. Steelers are literally paying way less than the Broncos are, and the Broncos don't even have him on their team, which is interesting. Broncos, in my opinion, will get this win at home. I think, Bo Nix, maybe like that last drive that he had where he rushing touchdown was a confidence booster. I'm going to say 27-20 in favor of the Denver Broncos. Why not?
I think the Broncos too, because I think the Broncos had a bad upset last week, and I think they'll bounce back against the Steelers. I think they'll do that, and I think I see them bounce back.
All right, next up we got the Bears playing the Texans. So Caleb Williams going on the road against Houston. So I think this will be a different story for Chicago, as I don't think they'll have it as easy as they did last week when they were at home and they were playing a weaker Titans team. Texans are a different animal, so just letting you know, Caleb Williams. And I think the Texans will absolutely embarrass the Chicago Bears. You can quote me on that. Go for it. I don't care either way. But the Texans get this win. I'm going to say 45-14. I think they put a beating on those Bears.
I think the Bears come in and beat the Texans. I think the Bears come in and beat the Texans. I think they start 2-0 because there is a scenario where that Caleb Williams is saving this program, is saving Chicago. So I think Caleb Williams is the savior of Chicago. So I'm going the Bears.
All right, Falcons at Eagles. So what happened to Kirk Cousins last game, right? But we do know what happened with Jalen Hurts. He looked absolutely dominant. And this game is back in Philly. Last game was in Brazil. I think the Eagles will keep it rolling. Not much to say about this game. Deciding factor for me is probably the home team. I'm leaning toward that way. And, Kirk maybe starting to need time to figure things out. But either way, give me the Eagles 30-15.
I'm going with the Eagles too. I mean, I don't know why the Falcons aren't starting Penix. But it is what it is. If it was Mike Penix playing in that game, it could have been maybe a high-scoring game, but I just don't see it. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's an interesting call because I know the fans have been calling for Penix too because of how Kirk looked throughout the game last week. But either way, that is going to wrap it up for NFL Week 2. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next week for Week 3. Till next time, peace out.
Peace out.